rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. We invite all active military and all veterans to please salute the flag. And now here tonight is part of the 30th annual Baysox Berks Jazz Fest. This saxophonist and composer is an in-demand performer and educator. He has played at venues like New York's Sweet Rhythm, Zinc Bar, B. Smith's Restaurant, Cleopatra's Needle, the River Room of Harlem, and Dizzy's Club Coca-Cola at Lincoln Center, as well as the Litchfield Jazz Festival. You can see him and other great jazz performers during the current 30th annual Baysox Berks Jazz Fest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome world-renowned jazz saxophonist Albert Rivera, who will perform our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Albert Rivera. Make plans to see Albert and the other artists performing this week.
Welcome back, Reading Fightin' Phils fans. This series promises so much here at America's Classic Ballpark. It is game one of the 6-game set. The Reading Fightin' Phils will take on the Bowie Baysox, the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles, who have now ranked the second farm system in all of Major League Baseball. So they've got a lot of top prospects here to watch. Some of them are high up in the ranks. Their starter, Grayson Rodriguez, ranks number 2. But excitingly, they have Toby Welk, a PSU Berks graduate, just the second highest ranked Division III player in the 2019 draft, which is pretty exciting, and the first professionally drafted player out of PSU Berks. So I know he's going to have a big fan base in the crowd. And exciting things happening on the Fightin' Phils side as they have activated Tyler Phillips, who we got back from the Texas Rangers at the end of July. He was working on a bunch of things, been on the developmental list. Activated, he'll start today. Josh Hendrickson is going to piggyback after Phillips. I don't think his pitch count will be long. He hasn't faced live batters in quite a while, mid-July, so I think they'll kind of ease him back into it, but he gets to go right out of the gate today. And another fan favorite is back in action. Brock Stassi is reinstated off of the injured list today as well. He'll be playing over at first base, and no, that is a player that fans love to watch, myself included. So it'll be a fun night here as Tyler Phillips is set to take the mound here. And after all of the crazy rain and everything that went on today, it actually turned out to be a beautiful night here at FirstEnergy Stadium. The Fightins are the home team, so they'll be out on the field first. Tyler Phillips set to face off against Patrick Dorian to start things off. And the home plate umpire, Dane Ponsack, will step behind the plate. Stephen Hodgins over at first, and Josh Gilreath at the hot corner. Phillips' first pitch to Patrick Dorian comes in at 7:07. It's a swinging strike to Patrick Dorian. A big start off here for Tyler Phillips in his organizational debut for the Philadelphia Phillies, and here at Baseball Town gets a swinging strike 2. down and away. Colby Fitch, the catcher tonight. A little bit of a shift in the infield. Matt Kroon at the hot corner, Stott, and then Stokes at second with Brock Stassi back over at first base. Josh Stephen in left, Jalen Ortiz in center, and Grenny Kumana over at first. So a little bit bigger of a bench today. We'll have Colby Fitch over there as well as Luke Miller and Chris Cornelius if need be. Phillips with the 2-2 home. A foul ball off the bat of Dorian. It is 77 degrees here in Reading, Pennsylvania, as it has cooled off a little bit with the rain, which I don't think anybody is mad about. Ball 3. It's a full count here for Tyler Phillips against Patrick Dorian. Both of them, their first at-bats here at FirstEnergy Stadium. And we'll have to see who comes out on top. Phillips kicks and fires home, swing and a miss, and his first at-bat will be a strikeout here in Baseball Town. And heading up to bat will be Jordan Westberg. So Tyler Phillips, initially drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 16th round back in 2015. He is a Bishop Eustace prep grad, so out of Lumberton, New Jersey, so not too far away, East Coaster. Here back on the East Coast in Pennsylvania, and then was designated for assignment by the Rangers on July 17th. So I'll explain what that means in just a second as he gets a swinging strike out of Westbrook. He's down 0-2. So basically that means that you're removed from your team's 40-man, and within 7 days, you're either traded or you're claimed off of waivers. And if that does not happen in those 7 days, then you're either sent to the minors or you're released. But in those 7 days, Philadelphia was able to pick him up, and they brought him here to Reading. He's been on the developmental list since July 24th. And he's been working on a bunch of different things. There's 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Westberg. A lot of things that he wanted to change about the way that the Rangers had adjusted his pitching that he did not like. A check swing by Westberg is ball number 3. So I think he was happy with a fresh start, and Philadelphia very excited about him. When you claim a guy off of waivers, he's automatically added to your 40-man roster. So Tyler Phillips is on the 40-man ground ball left side. Kroon backhands it across the diamond, a perfect throw, and that is out number 2. This is Jordan Westberg's Double-A debut. A lot of roster moves for the Bowie Baysox. Kyle Stowers heads up to the dish. So, oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about today. Very exciting day on the broadcast, as for the third batter he faces, Tyler Phillips gets a first pitch strike. And it'll go outside to Kyle Stowers, who's the number 22 prospect with the Orioles. So, bunch of guys moving up from high A. One of those being Westberg. Andrew Doshbach, who we'll see later in this lineup. Up the middle, Bryson Stott ranges over to Brock Stassi, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Phillips in his Baseball Town debut. And we'll take a short break before we turn it over to the Fightin' Phil's bats.
The Reading Fightin' Phil's birthday party package is the best way to celebrate a birthday. Whether you are a youngster or an adult, there is no better birthday than a Fightin's birthday. The Fightin's Fan Birthday Package is customizable for fans of any age and starts at just $120. Base packages include 10 general admission tickets to a Fightin's home game, an autographed baseball, and a VIP reserved parking spot. Fans can also add a wide variety of experiences and options to make sure your favorite Fightin's fan's birthday is a grand slam.
Customers Bank is a proud continued partner of the United Way of Berks County and the Ready, Set, Read initiative. Ready, Set, Read programs focus on improving literacy skills for children from birth through 3rd grade. The Fundamentals of Reading are a community-wide initiative that brings together schools, businesses, organizations, and individuals throughout our area to improve early grade reading success. Customers Bank and the United Way of Berks County are committed to reading success and urge you and your business to support this worthwhile initiative. For more information on Ready, Set, Read and how you can become involved, please visit ReadySetReadBerks.org. And thank you, Customers Bank, for your continued support. Back here at FirstEnergy Stadium, the number 2 prospects in the Orioles system, Grayson Rodriguez, out on the mound. Rodriguez, a stellar start to Double-A here. 5 wins, just 1 loss for a 2.38 ERA. In 53 innings of work, he has struck out 82, so it's almost, a strikeout and a half, averaging per half inning. And only 14 walks, so very good command, very good control from the youngster who considers himself the best prospect in all of baseball. He'll have to face off against Madison Stokes. Takes the first pitch in the dirt. Stokes started leading off back last series against the Akron Rubber Ducks, and it's worked out really well that they've stuck with him there. Josh Stephen moving into the cleanup spot. That has worked out as well. Stokes pops this one up right side. The first baseman ranging into foul territory. Bears 1 away.
The shortstop, number 6, Grayson Stott.
It'll be Reiser, Watson, and Stowers. Left to right in the outfield. Dorian, Westberg, Granier, and Doshbach taking the infield, and Chris Hodgins behind the plate tonight. Grayson Rodriguez kicks and fires home to Bryson Stott for a called strike. So he started the season in High A Aberdeen, had 3 wins there, and he just got 5 starts before being promoted. And has been very successful in Double-A as well. Rodriguez just 21 years of age and already elite here in the Double-A level. Stott chases that strike at number 2. Wind is pushing in slowly right to left right now, but I do know that it's going to be varying for us all night. So I'll keep you updated on how that will impact the game. The righty Rodriguez kicks and fires, and Stott strikes out swinging on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball upstairs. That's 2 away for Grayson Rodriguez. Nobody up in the pen, so Tyler Phillips will come out for another inning of work. Ortiz fouls it off his left knee, writhing in pain on the ground. He's trying his best to stand up and walk it off his left knee. He's clearly limping on. And trying to walk it off here. Chris Terrian pops up in the dugout. We'll see if he comes out. Ortiz is going to get some extra time thanks to home plate umpire Dane Ponsack, who's going to pull out his little wiper and clean off home plate. Sean Williams slowly starting to walk towards Ortiz, but says a couple words, thinks he's okay, and he's going to step into the batter's box with 1 strike. Mickey Janis also joining the Bowie Baysox roster, as is J.D. Mundy and Garrett Stallings, who will see pitch later in the week. Morgan McSweeney, also a right-hander. And Claudio Custodio as well. So pretty much a roster overhaul as they sent up Blaine Knight and Cody Sedlock to Norfolk, and they sent down a couple players, and a couple were released as well. Three balls, one strike here to Ortiz. And he'll take ball number 4, so Reading will have a base runner as the first free pass of the day is issued to Jalen Ortiz. And that'll bring up Josh Steven, who has slated himself into the cleanup spot. He leads the team in RBIs, and that's why we'll bat him there, obviously. And had a really great series against the Akron Rubber Ducks. Actually, kind of a funny story about how great a Sunday he had was the guys that will give us walk-up songs that they, get to pick. And we'll play them as much as we can, and we want to play them for them because, that's, they want them to feel good as they head up to the plate. But if a big moment happens, we're going to play some crowd pump-up music. We're going to, if somebody hits a home run, we're going to play, something to get the crowd excited. And Granny Kumana was batting after him, and Josh Steven got on base every single time on Sunday. So every time after he got on base, we would play something to engage the crowd because we had a very big Sunday crowd, over 6,000, as the 1-1 comes into Steven inside. And Granny Kumana was like, what's going on with my walk-up music there? And I was like, I'm sorry, man. Got to talk to the guy in front of you. Keeps getting on base. It's a good problem to have, But today, Brock Stassi will follow Josh Steven before Granny Kumana as Steven takes a ball 2-2. Runner on first, there's 2 outs. We're scoreless here at FirstEnergy Stadium in the bottom of the first inning. And Steven sends it high in the sky into foul territory, right to the right of first base. Daschbach is all over it. He'll make the catch, and that'll do it here as Reading strands 1 in the bottom of the first. Scoreless into the second we go here at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Gear up for the Fightin' Phils season. Visit the Brentwood Industries Fightin' Phils team store at FirstEnergy Stadium, or check out our online store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin' Phils hats, t-shirts, kids apparel, and more. Looking for something new? Check out our latest selection of Los Luchadores de Reading and Reading hot dog gear, plus throwback black R-Trains R-Phils attire. Root for your Fightins in style. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightins team store or rphils.com/shop.
The Reading Fightin' Phils, in conjunction with Savage 61 Fiesta Fridays, are proud to partner with the eXp Realty Group throughout the 2021 season. Visit their convenient website at brgpa.com. The custom search bar makes house hunting online easier than ever, and their talented team of agents is here to answer all your questions. Call them today at 610-926-8610. eXp Realty Group is a proud partner of the Reading Fightin' Phils at all 7 Savage 61 Fiesta Friday games during the 2021 season. eXp Realty Group, where every move matters.
Savage Auto Groups is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Our large inventory and wide selection of models, along with competitive pricing, allow us to make great deals on many vehicle makes and models. Visit Savage 61, Kia, and L&B in Berks County for all your automotive needs.
For the Baysox, the center fielder number 18, Zach Watson.
Well, we're back in the top of the second after a pretty uneventful first inning, and I have a special guest with me on the air from Pennsylvania 811. It is Ryan. Ryan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Well, thanks for hopping on the air. I'm doing well tonight. I'm glad the weather has cooperated for this game as Tyler Phillips gets a swinging strike out of Zach Watson. So you guys, you're supposed to come to a different game, but unfortunately that game had more rain than this game.
Very rainy.
So I'm glad it worked out for you guys, and you were able to come back out. And Phillips is going to take 1 second to step off the rubber. So How long have you worked for Pennsylvania 811?
This is going on my 3rd year. I've been here for 2 years so far.
Okay, so you have pretty good experience with everything that goes on. I have no experience with what goes on underneath us in regards to all those pipes, the gas lines. I feel like most of us, no clue. So, and you guys have got a clue, and it's kind of a pretty big thing to be unaware of. And that's where you come in.
Yep.
Is that if someone like myself were to dig a hole, I would need to. What's the slogan you guys got?
Call before you dig.
I like it.
Yep.
So what's the real reasoning? What are the dangers of just kind of going out there and doing whatever you do on your own?
Well, you just never know truly what's underneath the ground until you call. So you can unearth the ground and it could be a whole mess down there. So our main purpose at 811 is to prevent damage to underground facilities. And by doing that, we promote safety. We provide an efficient and effective communications network among project owners, designers, excavators, and facility owners.
So how do you guys know what's under there? Or you just know how to deal with what's under there?
Yeah, we just teach the law. So the locators, they'll come out and they'll locate their facilities for the excavators. So everybody has a perfect picture of what's underneath the ground. Okay.
I gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, you don't want to go in blind down there and accidentally hit like a gas line or something.
You never want to hit a line.
That sounds messy as Phillips gets a swinging strikeout out of Zach Watson. There's one away here in the top of the second for Johnny Reiser. So does that still apply if you're digging on your own property? If I'm just digging in my own house.
Even if you have your own house, your own backyard, if you're on your own residence using powered equipment and moving earth, you should call 811 to notify those utilities.
Fly ball left side, tracking back Steven. He'll make the catch out number 2. So what is like the depth there? Like if how like people, might like bury their dog and cat in the backyard. Is it like 1 foot or is it like if you're trying to go like 18 feet down?
The thing with depth and PA, we don't recognize depth. So just if you're digging using powered equipment, just make sure you call.
Okay, so if you're just using like a little shovel.
Yeah, even if you're using a shovel,
if you're using a shovel,
we recommend calling 811.
Okay.
Just to make sure there's no utilities and underground lines where you're digging.
Okay. See, that's news to me. What about not if I'm digging, but what if you just have this smell of gas? Does 811 work for that?
If you smell gas, what you want to do is call 911 immediately.
Okay.
And if you don't know the gas, 911 plus 1. And if you don't know the gas company's name, you can call us at 811 and we'll try to get that number for you.
Okay, so you can kind of be like the middleman.
Yeah, we'll facilitate for you, but try to call 911 first.
Okay, so that makes sense. Obviously, yeah, if there's a leak, you want to get the first responders involved. And sometimes I know there's a lot of different like colored markings. Mm-hmm. Are you guys in charge of that? Where does that come in? Do you know what those mean?
Yeah, those markings are for the locators. The locators, again, when I said they'll put those lines down just to paint the perfect picture so you know what underground lines are in the area. So if you see white, that's proposed excavation. If you see pink, that's temporary survey markings. If you see blue, that's potable water. If you see green, that's your sanitary and sewer lines. If you see red, that's your electric power lines, your lighting cables. Orange will mean communications, signal lines, alarm lines, traffic loops, and purple is your reclaimed water, and green is sewer.
Okay, so there's actually a method to all that.
Oh yeah,
there's
those
not
lines.
Just like symbols going on
something.
In the street. All that is description for the people that know more than we do about what's going on down there.
Just to paint the perfect picture for the excavator.
Okay, so they'll know what's going on down there. So this is actually a law, right? Like it's actually, you have to actually call before you dig. Is that true?
You have to call before you dig. And if you don't give precise information where you're digging, you should mark your site in white.
Okay. Well, Caden Grenier lines one in front of Steven this time, and that'll be the first base hit given up by Tyler Phillips here today. He's got 2 outs in the top of the second, and Andrew Doshbach, who is in his first at-bat here in Double-A after being called up from Aberdeen, will head up with a runner on and 2 outs. So you guys, so we call you if we want to dig. What's kind of the process? Can you take me through the process?
Sure. You would call 811 and let them know your intent to dig. Then 811 will notify those facility owners, and if those facility owners have underground lines in the area, they'll come and they'll mark out for you. So they'll mark out with those color codes I told you.
Okay, like it's safe to dig here.
Yep, it's safe to dig here, absolutely. So if you have that white box that I talked about, they'll know that's where you need to locate their lines at. And pretty much once you all do that, they're notified those facility owners, and if they have a line in the area, again, they'll come out and mark, and if they don't mark, they'll respond clear that they don't have anything in the area, so you know that you're good to dig.
Okay, so they'll kind of give you the go ahead or the don't go ahead.
And it's a 3 business day wait before you can dig.
Okay.
So on that morning of your lawful start date, you should get that list to let you know which facilities are in the area. So if there's something in the area, it should indicate on that list, so you know to be prudent around that when you're digging.
Okay. I don't feel like 3 days is a big wait. That seems
It's just to give
fair.
the locators enough time
to come out. A pickoff attempt from Phillips goes awry over to first, and Caden Grenier is going to take second on a throwing error by Phillips. E1 allows Grenier to reach the count to Andrew Dashbach. Is 2 balls, 1 strike right now. And there is somebody warming up in the bullpen for Tyler Phillips, the righty. Don't know what kind of pitch count he's on. I would imagine probably about 30. Right now he's at 35. So we'll see if he can get the final out of the inning. This might be his final batter either way. A fly ball deep to center. Ortiz tracking over. He'll make the catch on the run. And that'll do it for Tyler Phillips, and it'll do it for us in the broadcast. Ryan, thanks for joining us. Call before you dig.
What does it mean to bank locally with Tompkins? It means keeping your money in your community with a team of neighbors to guide you through big decisions and milestones, plus all the convenience of our mobile app where you can manage your account, deposit checks remotely, send money to family and friends, even turn your card off if it gets misplaced, then back on when you find it. Ready to bank locally with the team at Tompkins? Visit Tompkins Vist Bank online or at a branch to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Copa de la Diversión is an initiative of MILB which creates alternate identities for teams across the country wishing to better reach out to their Latino communities. The new identity represents more than a luchador. Luchar means to fight for, and luchador translates to fighter. But it also signifies a specific type of fighter, a masked wrestler. The mask logo pays tribute to some of the most notable elements of the city of Reading. Embodied in the luchador's masks is Reading's pagoda, surrounded by 23 sun rays representing the Latin American countries and Puerto Rico. Down the bridge of the nose is Reading's fire tower. Home plate serves as a luchador's mouth, with FirstEnergy Stadium's facade creating the upper lip. Below the chin are train tracks, symbolic of the historic Reading Railroad. And along the side are baseball seams, a nod to Baseball Town's rich history. Fans can look forward to the R-Phils players suiting up in Los Luchadores de Reading caps and jerseys on specific games throughout the season. Back in the bottom of the second, we're still scoreless here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Tyler Phillips finishes up what I will believe is the end of his outing. 2 innings of work, 1 hit. He made an error over to first, but nothing came of it. So a pretty solid start for Tyler Phillips back at it off the mound. I can't imagine how nervous you must be to go out like that. As Brock Stassi comes up to the plate, he'll face off against Grayson Rodriguez. He hasn't thrown to, batters in over a month. He did live BP the other day, so had guys standing in while he threw to, I want to say it was Colby Fitch. And, throw 30 pitches live BP, and just said it was tough to get that feel back. It's a lot different just throwing on a bullpen, nobody standing there. And the way, to simulate a game is is much different. And he had a really solid start. I mean, he only gave up 1 hit. He struck out 2. And I think Josh Hendrickson is going to come in for the top of the 3rd. But here we are in the bottom of the 2nd, seeing if Reading can give some run support. It's Brock Stassi in his first game since August 3rd, as he's punched out by Dane Ponsack, caught looking there. And that'll be out number 1. Here's Grenny Kumana. Kumana had a very good game on Sunday, 2 for 4, one of those a 2-run home run. The Fightins fell 11-7 to the Akron Rubber Ducks, but still a really great game all around. Now, another addition to Bowie's roster that I didn't get a chance to talk about is actually Tyler Birch, as Kumana fouls this one back. That's strike number 2. The right-handed pitcher, Tyler Birch. You might recognize him because he is from the Philadelphia Phillies system and was actually just traded for Freddie Galvis right at the deadline. And fans remember the former Philadelphia Philly, Freddie Galvis, as Kumana sends this one deep to left. All over it is Johnny Reiser. That is 1 away. 2 away. Uh-oh. 2 away. Here is Matt Kroon. So Galvis back with the Phillies. He's actually on MLB rehab assignment starting today with the Lehigh Valley Iron Picks. Was on the injured list. Groin back, was it? Look that up for you guys real quick. But he's back in action, rehab assignment in Lehigh Valley. So we'll let you know how that goes today. But they sent over Tyler Birch, who was just transferred from Aberdeen here. That trade happened on July 30th. Right quadriceps strain. But he's back rehabbing and hopefully will be up in Philadelphia sometime soon and playing over at short, perhaps. Matt Kroon fouls this pitch up into the plaza. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Scoreless here at FirstEnergy Stadium. The Baysox have 1 hit to their name. Reading still looking for their first. Kroon pops another one foul, and the count evens 2-2. The sun's starting to set here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Another 30 minutes, and it'll be down for the count. Lots of clouds overhead, but I do think we're good for the rain until 10 o'clock or so if the boys can get the game in on time. Kroon chases strike number 3. And that will end things here. A 1-2-3 inning for Grayson Rodriguez. And we'll take a short break before we go to the 3rd here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Spend some quality time with the family by taking them out to a ball game every Sunday home game at FirstEnergy Stadium. Sundays are Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days, presented by Classic Harley-Davidson. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $50 when purchased in advance. Burke's Packing is a family-owned and operated meat processor located here in Reading, specializing in hot dogs, ham, specialty meats, and more. Join us for Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at Sunday home games all season long here at FirstEnergy Stadium. The Fightins feature special post-game concerts throughout the entire season with more live music than anywhere else in Berks County. Each post-game concert features $1 off St. Boniface Brewing and live music on the T-Mobile stage. That's post-game concerts thanks to St. Boniface Brewing. From the cleanup position, there's no one better in the field than J.P. Mascaro & Son. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. Make our team your team, whether in a pinch or for the long haul. Like the Reading Fightin' Phils, we're the best in our field. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. Well, after 2 innings from Tyler Phillips. We turn to Josh Hendrickson here. It's kind of like he's getting his start here, just 2 innings in. Hendrickson has been a very solid starter that the Fightin' Phils can rely on. He leads the team in wins with 3, and Reading has actually won 5 games that he is started in. 4.13 ERA, 56 and 2/3 innings pitched here in Double-A. Was called up from Jersey Shore in June, so spent the first month of the season in High A, and now here in Double-A he's been very successful. So he'll head up, 2 innings in, and it's a scoreless ball game, so it's like getting a fresh start, to be honest. And Tyler Phillips comes out with 36 pitches thrown, just 1 hit in 2 innings, and 2 strikeouts to his name as Hendrickson kicks and fires to Toby Welk, the PSU Berks native who has a lot of fans in the crowd. And Welk takes 2 straight balls from the lefty. Hendrickson coming in for the righty Tyler Phillips. That one framed well by Jack Conley, but ball number 3 it is. Welk out of Downingtown, Pennsylvania, went to Downingtown West as he takes a first pitch called strike now. It's 3-1. Top of the 3rd, scoreless at FirstEnergy Stadium. Downstairs, that's ball 4, and Hendrickson's going to walk the first batter he faces. And here is Chris Hudgens now, the number 9 hitter and the catcher today. So Welk started his career for the Division III PSU Berks. Actually played all 4 years there. His senior season, he was named the D3Baseball.com Senior National Player of the Year, which all of Division III, the National Player of the Year. Plus, he was part of the all-decade team of all Division III players. And like I said before, that year he was drafted, he was the 2nd highest draft pick out of Division III. He was drafted in the 21st round. And it was Danny Cody who was drafted in the 17th round by the Astros out of high school. So just a couple rounds ahead of him. Running a high pop-up into shallow center field. Ortiz makes the catch, so Welk forced to go back to first. There is 1 away. Back to the top of the order with Patrick Dorian. Dorian struck out in his first at-bat. We'll see if he tries to go again. Welk, that is, on first. Hendrickson kicks and fires a ground ball right side. It's going to get by Madison Stokes. Going all the way to third is Welk, and Kumana runs it in. And that was pretty impressive base running there by Welk, because most guys would have just stopped at second. A single that dribbles into right. Most people would have held up. Instead, puts the gas on, takes third. So there's runners on the corners here. And 1 away for Jordan Westberg. He's a high prospect, number 6 in the Orioles system. This is his professional debut after being drafted in 2020. He was in the competitive balance round, so right after the first round of the draft. Since the Orioles had a low pick, they were able to add somebody on, and he made the money that the number 30 pick would have made. But this isn't new for him. You know, high pressure situation, not new for Jordan Westberg. Been to the College World Series twice in Omaha and was elite at helping his team. Make it there 2 years in a row, which is pretty impressive. Mississippi, that is. Mississippi State. But he'll take a strike now from Hendrickson. 2-1. Runners on the corners, there's nobody out, but the Baysox are threatening here. Hendrickson takes a deep breath. He'll look over at first. Kicks and fires out of the stretch. It is a called strike, 2-2. Now, Hendrickson has not seen any appearances in relief here for the Reading Fightin' Phils. Only starts here in Double-A, which has been 11. He did have 3 relief appearances for High A Jersey Shore back when Reading was doing that piggyback system. And a ball just on the outside corner. The fans not happy with the call by home plate umpire Dane Ponczak. This is Westberg's first game here in Double-A, grounded to third in his first at-bat, but we'll see how he fares. Batted .289 in High A with 69 hits and 41 RBIs. Hendrickson, the payoff pitch, a called strike 3, and that'll do it here to Westbrook in his second at-bat. The first punch out by Hendrickson, and now there's 2 away. Here's Kyle Stowers. Stowers attended Stanford and had a breakout season in his sophomore year. Big, raw, powered lefty. And he takes the called strike from the lefty. Hendrickson. Infield's going to back up, except for Stassi, who's going to hold Patrick Dorian on first. A high pop-up, running over Kumana Ortiz, and it's Ortiz who makes the catch in center. And Hendrickson strands runners on the corners. He'll get out of his first inning of work here at FirstEnergy Stadium, and we're scoreless going into the home half, so Reading looks to get on top first.
From the cleanup position, there's no one better in the field than J.P. Mascaro & Son. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable quality hauling, disposal, and recycling service for your home or business. Make our team your team, whether in a pinch or for the long haul. Like the Reading Fightin' Phils, we're the best in our field. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO.
Join us as we celebrate Reading's Hispanic and Latino culture during 7 Friday home games this season. The Savage 61's Fiesta Fridays, presented by Alex Batanzas of eXp Realty, Humane, Pennsylvania, Supportive Concepts for Families, Children's Home of Reading, and Mao Beer. Fiesta Fridays features special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other cultural events throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL or visiting us at the Weidenhammer ticket office at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi and tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
Scoreless here in the home half of the third at FirstEnergy Stadium. Hendrickson gets out of his first inning clean. Strands 2 on the bases, and so Reading here is going to start it off with Oscar Gonzalez, who has had a hit in all 4 games. He's been played up since, being called up from rookie leagues, which I find to be very impressive. 5 hits so far. And we'll see if he can start off this inning. Nice for the Fightin' Phils as they'll try to take an early lead here against the Bowie Baysox. Game number 91 of the season here. Just 11 more games after this at FirstEnergy Stadium. I cannot believe that things are starting to wind down as Gonzalez fouls back-to-back pitches. The count now 2-2. Ortiz has walked, but nobody's gotten a hit here for Reading thus far. It'll be Gonzalez, Conley, and then back to the top of the order. A full count here to Oscar Gonzalez now, nobody out in the bottom of the third. Rodriguez stands tall on the rubber. The righty kicks and fires home. High heat from Gonzalez. He checks his swing, and he does go around. So that is out number 1. And strikeout number 4 from Rodriguez. So here's Jack Conley now. Conley, Gonzalez, and Colby Fitch, the 3 catchers on the roster. Conley, kind of the number 1 catcher now that Duran is on the injured list. He's been having a good game behind the plate. He's already seen 2 pitchers here in the 3rd inning, and he takes a ball upstairs from Rodriguez. The Orioles were one of those teams that had some shifting going on in their affiliates because of everything that went on with minor league baseball, all of the cuts and the downsizing. And so they had to shuffle around some of their organizations. So, you know, the Philadelphia Phillies had to drop Williamsport because short season does not exist anymore, as Jack Conley chases 2-1 now. And so they did a little bit of a shifting as they wanted to keep, you know, affiliates that were the closest to Bowie and the best affiliates for them. So AAA and AA remain the same. The AAA, the Norfolk Tides, as Jack Conley sends one over to the shortstop on one hop. Westberg to Josh Bach. The 2 newbies in the infield make the play. There's one away. So AAA Norfolk and AA Bowie remain the same. And then High A used to be Frederick Keys in the Carolina League, but now High A is Aberdeen. Aberdeen was the short season. So they moved from short season to High A ball. And Frederick Keys were dropped. I believe they were in the draft league as Madison Stokes lines one up the third base line. Coming a second with a double, a stand-up double here for Madison Stokes with 2 outs, his 14th of the season, and Reading is going to have a runner on second now for Bryson Stott. And then Delmarva, the Delmarva Shorebirds remained their low A affiliate. So Frederick is out, and Aberdeen promoted to High A, so they go Delmarva, Aberdeen, Bowie, Norfolk, and we go now Clearwater, Jersey Shore, or Lakewood, Reading, and then the Iron Pigs in Lehigh Valley. So 4 levels for everyone. 2 outs, here's Bryson Stott. Bounces in the dirt, but Hodgins back behind the plate is able to stop it. Hodgins and Cody Roberts, the only 2 catchers listed on the Bowie Baysox roster. Rodriguez keeps his glove high at his hat, and he'll send it home to Stott, a foul ball. Fightins are in their throwback Tuesday royal blue unis. They've got the white cap sleeves. It says Arfils in red across the front, and then the home white pants. These are the throwback royal blues that we wear every Tuesday. The bright blue cap that has the blue R-train on the front. One of my favorite vintage looks, and I do believe these jerseys will be auctioned off at the end of the season, so something to think about, you know. And then the Baysox are in their road grays to start things off. Black and orange cap, just like the Orioles, with the Bowie B emblem on the front. And as Stott fouls another one back, he'll stay alive. Wind going left to right out of the park, and Stott's poked a lot of his homers the opposite way. Madison Stokes out on second. 1 ball and 2 strikes here, 2 outs on the board. Stott pulls this one into shallow right field. Stowers, everybody coming in, and it drops. Stott's going to second. Here's the throw to second. He's tagged out, and Stokes crossed the plate, so the run should count before Bryson Stott was tagged out at second. So Reading leads 1-0. Stott arguing with the third base umpire Gilbert, as is Sean Williams. Gilreath, excuse me. And they are arguing, but manager Sean Williams is going to help Bryson Stott up, and that will end the inning, but not before Reading plates their first run here in the bottom of the third inning. So they lead by 1 as we go into the fourth. An RBI single from Bryson Stott plates Madison Stokes, but Stott gets thrown out at second.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with the Berks County Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and the prevention of suicide. With 3 simple words, are you okay? The hope is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide affects and hurts everyone, but help is here, and we'll work together to raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-236-0530. That's 610-236-0530.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices, from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Reading scores 1 in the bottom of the third. Bryson Stott's RBI single plates Madison Stokes, but then Stott thrown out by the right fielder at second to end the inning. But Reading up by 1 as we go into the top of the fourth. Josh Hendrickson gets a sky-high pop-up from Zach Watson. Bryson Stott backing up into the outfield. He'll make the catch. On one pitch, there's one out. Here's Johnny Rizzer now. Or Riser. I'll have to check on that pronunciation. As the middle infield backs up, the corner infielders are in a little bit. Here to Caden Grenier. Grenier singled back in the second. And he was also taken in a competitive balance round in 2018. The Orioles get a lot of late draft picks, so see a lot of competitive balance picks. Caden Grenier takes a ball, 2-1 here from the lefty to the lefty. And that is a called strike 2, 89 from Josh Hendrickson. And with 2 strikes, the infield is going to back up here. And a foul ball will keep Riser in the at-bat. Grenier spent 2019 in both low A and high A. As this pitch bounces in the dirt, it'll be a full count. So obviously promoted to double A here in 2020. Attended Oregon State University, so he was college teammates with Adley Rushman, who I know we were all excited to see Rushman here, but got the promotion Ground ball right side, a diving Stassi can't come up with it. It'll be a 2-hit day for Johnny Reiser.
Second baseman number 14, Peyton Grenier.
And now Grenier himself will step up to the plate. Rushman up in AAA now after being promoted on August 10th, so just a week too late to see the top prospect in the Orioles system. The first-round pick in 2019 has lived up to the hype. A bunt and the tag from Brock Stassi will be out number 2. Good pickup by the first baseman. And shifting over to second is Reiser. But that'll be a sac bunt, pushes the runner into scoring position. And here's Andrew Dashbach now with the tying run at second and 2 outs on the board. Really nice crowd here at FirstEnergy Stadium after the crazy day we had. So let me try to describe to you the tarp situation that we've got going on here now. Put the tarp on last night at 9 o'clock because it was going to rain overnight. Good call there by our groundskeeper. It did rain heavily by the ballpark. So we had it on overnight. And then we took it off in the morning as Dashbach takes a called strike 1-1. Because for 2 reasons. 1, it gets very hot underneath the tarp and it will kill the grass. And 2, our groundskeeper needed to mow before the game. So we took it off. It wasn't raining at the time. And then about noon or so, we got a code red. So we all ran out to the tarp and we tried to pull it on. But it was raining so hard, so fast that it weighed down the tarp, and the folks of us that were here were not able to pull it on. Now, we were lucky that it really only rained for 5 minutes, so it wasn't, extended to a point where it made a difference, but we couldn't pull it on, so we were stuck about a tenth of a way on the infield as Dashbach takes ball 3 here. And then about 30 minutes later, everybody from the office that was here came out and we pulled it on while it started to drizzle. Then it started to downpour pretty much all day. It rained, it rained, it rained. Then about 4 o'clock as Dashbach takes ball 4 and heads down to first. There'll be 2 on and 2 outs now for the local, Toby Welk. So 4 o'clock rolls around. We pull it off. It's no longer raining. The sun is out. It is hot. So we pull it off. 6 o'clock, it's going to rain. Maybe that's not right. 5 o'clock, it's going to rain. We pull it back on. 6 o'clock comes. We take it off. Now we're playing. So it was a heck of a tarp day here in Reading, Pennsylvania. But you know what? Hadn't had tarp like all week last week, so we knew it was coming with this tropical storm up on the coast. But rained all day, and then it's beautiful at game time. That is the baseball town bubble, which we love to see. And Welk will take a first pitch foul off of Hendrickson. He'll have to work out of the stretch for the second time in 2 innings. Runners on first and second. Get a swinging strike, get a Welk. He's down 0-2. Just 1 run on the board for Reading, nothing for the Baysox, though they're threatening here in the top of the 4th. Hendrickson looks back at second. Now he comes home with the 0-2. A pop-up down the right field line. It's fair, and that will score at least 1 run. The right fielder, Kumana, here's the throw in. And a blooper hit from Toby Welk, who shrugs his shoulders on second. He can't believe it either. An RBI double plates Johnny Reiser, and we're tied up at 1 here with runners on second and third and 2 outs on the board. That was just bad luck. That was fair by an inch. Could have been foul by an inch, It's just the luck of the draw. So Toby Welk out on second as Brad Bergeson comes in a minute to talk to Hendrickson and the catcher Jack Conley. Dashbach at third. Dashbach at third Welk at second. There's 2 outs on the board. This game is tied at 1 now. And the pitching coach out there having a quick chat with Josh Hendrickson. So he's looking for his final out here in the top of the 4th. The pitching coach heads back, and it's going to be the number 9 hitter in Chris Hudgens. A little bit high and outside. An off-speed pitch misses from Hendrickson. That's ball 1. Bowie 1 run on 4 hits. Reading 1 run on 2 hits. They've made 1 error in the field. The lefty sends home a ball downstairs. And that is a called strike number 1 to Hudgens, who flew out to center in his first at-bat. Now, the Bowie Baysox field is only about a half hour from Camden Yards, so not too far away from the parent club to the big league club. Norfolk, Virginia, much, much further. So you see a lot of times when clubs, you know, one affiliate is much further or closer than another is, that really impacts the way moves are made, the way, you know, rehab appearances go. A swinging strike 3 will end the inning as Hendrickson allows 1 run to score. We're all tied up at 1. As we go into the bottom of the 4th, Reading has an opportunity to take the lead back in just a second.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Feasers Incorporated, a family-owned, full-line food service distributor located in central Pennsylvania. Services restaurants, sporting facilities, theme amusement parks, healthcare facilities, educational facilities, and other institutions throughout Pennsylvania and the Mid-Atlantic region. For over 100 years, Feasers and its employees have committed themselves to making customer service their highest priority. Feasers works hard to provide customers with the products they require, delivered by their helpful fleet drivers. Feasers is large enough to serve and small enough to care. For more information, call 800-326-2828 or Feasers.com.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on all the great work that ROG Orthodontics provides. ROG Orthodontics and the Reading Fightin Phils, 2 great hometown partners.
Now batting for the Orphils, the center fielder number 13, Jalen Ortiz.
Jalen Ortiz is going to lead us off here in the bottom of the 4th. We're all knotted up at 1 here in this ball game. Reading scored their 1 in the bottom of the 3rd, and then the Baysox were right up on them with 1 in the top of the 4th. And now that sacrifice bunt by Caden Grenier becomes all the more important. If he had, yes, it was an out, okay? But if he had made a strikeout, a regular ground out, and not moved the runner over, then he would have not scored on the blooper. And so little things like that can make the world of a difference. Getting the runner to advance and getting in scoring position. This is clearly going to be a tight ball game. You know, we've seen great action from pitching on both ends. As Grayson Rodriguez gets 2 strikes on Ortiz. And so everything is going to count. Ground ball left side, another foul. And it will be 1-2 still. Ortiz walked in his first at bat. And a drop, 3rd strike by the catcher, Hudgens. And Ortiz is going to reach first on a strikeout. And that's a little thing that I am talking about. Paying attention to what happens. You know, you see guys who get mad about a strikeout. You know, they slam their helmet or they stand there and they don't notice an opportunity. But Ortiz takes advantage of the wild pitch. Yes, he struck out, but he reaches first. And now Reading will start this inning on with a runner on first and nobody out. And I'm hoping that will end up paying off for them here. So runner on first now for Josh Stephen. If he can even shift him over. That'll work. But he fouls it back into the net, 0-2. Rodriguez, an interesting stance. The righty keeps his glove up above his head and out apart from his body. Then his left leg set back. And when he kicks, that's when they kind of come set shoulder width apart. And he drives towards the plate. Takes a pretty big step. Stephen fouls it off of his right shin. Trying to walk it off here. He seems like trying to walk it off. They'll give him some time by wiping off the plate. That's just one of those, you know, known things that umpires do, you know, when they need extra time. They'll wipe off the plate. Slow walk back to their position. Steven seems like he's okay. Just needs a second before getting back in the lefty batter's box. Ortiz out on first, and he's being held on by Daschbach. So there is a pretty good gap for Steven if he can pull it to the right side of the infield. He's down to 0-2 right now. Nobody out, though, in the 4th, and we're tied up at 1 right now. And they actually reviewed that strikeout play. It is a passed ball by the catcher. Not a wild pitch by Grayson Rodriguez. So check that out and should be adjusted in a moment. But either way, Ortiz out on first as Steven takes the ball. The righty comes home to the lefty. Goes the other way into foul territory, coming over the left fielder. Reiser runs out of room, and Steven will have another opportunity to do it again. Rodriguez named the #1 pitching prospect in all of baseball by Baseball America. And was the pitcher of the year last year in the Orioles system. And clearly putting in the work again. He'll come home to Steven upstairs, 2-2. And there is a squirrel on top of the net behind home plate. If you hear the crowd, the cheers in the back, it is not about anything other than the squirrel. Steven sends this one sky high into shallow left field. Coming in and making the catch is Reiser, 1 away. Wow, the squirrel in the net behind home plate is really making a run for it. I don't even know how he got in. I mean, I know how he got in. We're outside, but still kind of in. Well, he's all the way at the top. I'm going to be distracted by this squirrel. I'll try to get a squirrel video. At least a squirrel picture for you guys. People are pointing. He's in territory of getting hit by a foul ball. Here's Brock Stassi upstairs. 1-0. Ortiz still out on first, but there's one out here. I had something to say about Rodriguez, and I distracted myself by the squirrel. He's staying out. I think he's scared because he's up there on the left side of the netting behind home plate on one of those metal poles that hold up the netting, and he's hanging on for dear life. He hasn't moved. Anyways, pickoff attempt over to first. Ortiz back in time. So Rodriguez is out of Nacogdoches, Texas, which is where Jonathan Hennigan is listed as being from. Now, I talked to Hennigan today, and he said the place that he is from, Center, Texas, which is where he'd like his hometown to be listed, as Stassi takes a strike inside 1-2. Actually, so we will be updating that on the roster to Center, Texas. But Nacogdoches is the closest place with a hospital when Hennigan was born. So that's why it's listed as born. So these two players, same place of birth, and Stassi punched out on the inside part of the plate. Back-to-back caught lookings. And 2 away here for Reading with Grady Kumana and a runner on first. It's a bummer if Reading can't capitalize on that free pass. 5 strikeouts so far here for Grayson Rodriguez. His pitch count up to 60 here. Longest outing, 89 pitches for Rodriguez. Did that on August 5th. Usually hovers in the mid-80s range. Squirrel still hanging out on the netting. Rodriguez comes home to Kumana. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bowie, 1 run, 4 hits. Reading, 1 run, 2 hits here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 outs on the board, but Jalen Ortiz over at first. Rodriguez to Kumana. He drives it deep left, but it ropes foul into the grandstand, and that's strike number 2. Wind still pushing right to left out of the ballpark. Perfect for Grady Kumana, who had a home run in Sunday's game. Ortiz taking a couple steps off first. Kumana sends it out to center field. It hangs up long enough for Watson to make the play. And after Reading gets the leadoff runner on, 3 straight outs from Rodriguez will stay scoreless in the at 1 as we go into the 5th.
It's time for tonight's vegetable race, sponsored by Gary.
The Fightin Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin Phils.
It's summer. Time to trade hibernation for liberation. Couch time for tan lines. The sunshine and good times are waiting, so it's time to go the distance in a car you can depend on. Kia, backed by our 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Summer's calling. How will you answer? Kia, movement that inspires. Hurry into your local Kia dealer today for great deals on our exciting lineup of vehicles built for summer.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty program refers to a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for warranty details.
Stay. And to the hands of first hero who can Customers Bank Reentry Story Time. Now batting for the Baysox.
Well, Hendrickson is back at it on the mound here for the top of the fifth. We're still tied up at 1 as Patrick Dorian is going to lead us off. We're back to the top of the order, and the loud crowd cheers for Lettuce, who was victorious. And fans in Lettuce's section will take home tickets to an upcoming game. Ground ball by Dorian. An easy play for Stokes. There's one away. Checking around the affiliates, why don't we? Jersey Shore is at home. They're playing Asheville, who leads by 1 in the bottom of the 4th. Lehigh Valley had some rehabbers going on. Sam Coonrod started off the game. And, of course, Freddie Galvis, as I said before. Rochester, though, leads 5-0 over Lehigh Valley. They're in the bottom of the 3rd, and they are away at Rochester for the millionth time this season. Ground ball left side. Stott charging over to first, 2 away. Hendrickson looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He'll face Kyle Stowers now, 0 for 2 today. Galvis 0 for 2 in today's ball game. Up at Lehigh Valley. And Mark Appel is the current pitcher. I think Coonrod was starting, but I guess something happened and it was Appel who got a little hammered on the mound in 1 inning, 3 hits and 5 runs. But he's been very stellar up in high A, so just a blip in his season in AAA. And we wish Mark Appel, the former Fightin, nothing but the best. Hopeful that he sees time in the show sometime in his career. And Philadelphia has a late ball game against the West Coast Diamondbacks, a 9:40 start. And they'll get to see Tyler Gilbert, the former Reading Fightin Phil and prospect in the Philadelphia Phillies, who pitched a no-hitter for the Diamondbacks a couple nights ago. Hendrickson to Stowers. 3 balls and 1 strike now. 2 outs on the board here, looking for a quick inning of work. Oh my gosh, I lost the squirrel. Oh, he's on the other side. He moved. I didn't see him cross. Keep my eyes on him. And the game. Strike number 2. So the payoff pitch here from Hendrickson to Stowers. Way inside, and he'll walk him down to first. So we'll have a runner on with 2 outs here for Zach Watson, also 0 for 2 today.
The center fielder, number 18, Zach Watson.
Watson steps in the righty batter's box. Two outs. Hendrickson goes to first. Stassi with the tag! And they'll get out of the inning. A pickoff attempt. Works out in the Fightin Phil's favor, and they get out of the inning facing the minimum. So Hendrickson, kind of a 1-2-3 inning of sorts. And Reading is back up to bat in the 5th, still tied at 1 here at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin Phils. The Reading Fightin Phils are proud to partner with Humane Pennsylvania throughout the 2021 season. Humane Pennsylvania is the region's premier leader in animal welfare and empowers the people in our communities to increase their capacity to care for animals so that all animals are safe, healthy, and treated humanely. Humane Pennsylvania is proud to be a Fiesta Friday and Bark in the Park sponsor. Learn more about Humane Pennsylvania and how you can help build the best community anywhere to be an animal by visiting humanepa.org.
To enjoy a perfectly crafted 1893 from the makers of Pepsi Cola, you must first appreciate its carefully selected ingredients. A dash of cola nut extract, a hint of real sugar, a splash of sparkling water, and a generous amount of attractive spokesperson. Trust me, I'm gorgeous. Cheers to 1893 boldly blended colas, a delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the makers of Pepsi Cola.
Well, after a big out number 3 by Josh Hendrickson, and the Reading Fightin' Phils, a pickoff attempt to first ends the inning. It'll be Reading who's up to bat in the bottom half. They'll try to break this tie. We've been knotted up at 1 since the top of the 4th. Here we are in the bottom of the 6th. Rodriguez still in this ball game. Kroon flips it foul, a heater into the stands. Everyone seems okay. And a strike number 2 for Matt Kroon. Kroon over to the shortstop, on to first, 1 away. Here's Oscar Gonzalez now. Struck out in his first time up, but we'll see what he can do here against Rodriguez. Do you see some stretching over in Bowie's bullpen? Nothing on Reading's side, so should see Hendrickson for another inning of work. Hendrickson only had 48 pitches. Often, goes 6 innings of work, and 2 were done by Tyler Phillips to start it off. So if he can get us to the 8th, that would be pretty solid, and see what kind of position we are, though, in the back part of the ball game. Gonzalez takes 2 balls, and he'll swing at a fastball and miss. 2-1 now. Wind starting to pick up, left to right. Nope. Right to left out of the ballpark. Ground ball over the head of the pitcher, ranging over Grenier onto first. A good play by the second baseman. And 2 up, 2 down. Here's the number 9 hitter, Jack Conley. Reading 1 run on 2 hits, and Bowie 1 run on 4 hits. Here's Jack Conley now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. The shortstop, Westberg, shifts closer to second. The squirrel's going back. It's going back and forth. It's stuck up at the top. It's scared. And a ball to Jack Conley now. High. 2 balls, no strikes. Ground ball, that's foul from Jack Conley. And it's 2-1 now. So Westberg shaded towards third. So Conley has some room to work with right up the middle. Take ball number 3 here. Look to extend the bottom of the 5th inning. And the 3-1. A 2-hopper to Westberg himself over to first. A nice play by Daschbach over there, and a 1-2-3 inning all on ground balls. Down go the Fightin' Phils. So into the 6th, tied at 1 here at FirstEnergy Stadium.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with the Berks County Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and the prevention of suicide. With 3 simple words, are you okay? The hope is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide affects and hurts everyone, but help is here, and we'll work together to raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-236-0530. That's 610-236-0530. The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, J.P. Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's J.P. Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. J.P. Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Squirrel development in between innings as he made the Jumbotron as he was put on the giant video board, much to the cheers of the crowd who is following him as much as I am, we can see. Poor guy, he's stuck. He doesn't know what to do. He keeps going back and forth. Hendrickson still in the mound here in the top of the sixth. We're still tied at 1. And Zach Watson, who was up to bat but didn't see a pitch in the 5th, will now take ball number 1 from Hendrickson. He was up at the plate when Kyle Stowers was picked off by Hendrickson himself. And so he'll get to bat here in the top of the 6th, 2 straight balls. Corner infielders playing in with strike number 1. Middle infielders back deep on that outfield grass edge. And the lefty Hendrickson takes a step back with his right leg, kicks and fires. Ball number 3. Way out to center field. Ortiz is following the ball right at the warning track. He puts his right hand up to make feel for the wall and bumps into it gently as he makes the catch. That is elite outfielding. That is very well thought out play by Ortiz to know his surrounding, know he was getting when he stepped onto the warning track, and that's what it's there for. You know that you're getting close to the wall. Put out his right hand, backed into it gently, and made the catch. There's one away. Now here's Johnny Reiser, 1 for 2, and scored the only run of the day so far. He sends the first pitch up high. Conley rips off his mask, but it's going to come into the stands. Bounces. Who's going to make the play? The seats, and there's a race for it. Picked up by a fan. And it'll be just strike 1 for Reiser. Swing and a miss is strike 2. With 2 strikes, the infield will back up here. Hendrickson kicks and fires. A liner out to left. Steven running over. Is it going to bounce foul? It does. And I don't know what happened with Reiser. I was watching the ball. He fell at first. He must have slipped in the wet grass. He's pointing in the grass, and his first base coach is checking out right by the coach's box. He was making a wide round, so that's probably why they have the dirt there. So you run on that instead of the wet grass, and you don't slip, but doesn't matter as he goes back, still with 2 strikes. And a swinging strike 3. Hendrickson gets the job done over Johnny Reiser. And that is his third K of the evening. 2 outs, here's Caden Grenier, and we'll see if he can get that more traditional 1-2-3 he was looking for in the 5th. It'll be Grenier, who had a base hit, and then that sac bunt back in the 4th. The lefty sends it home to the righty outside. Foul ball into the netting behind home plate. The squirrel is holding on for dear life up there. And that is strike number 1. Fly ball into center field, a couple steps in by Ortiz, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning from Hendrickson gets him out of the 6th, and he puts his team right back up to bat in the bottom half. We'll take just a moment and return to the tie ball game.
Better pitching, faster base runners, and more runs batted in usually beats the competition. At CJ's Tire and Automotive, better selection, faster service, and more affordable options always beats the competition. When it comes to tires, CJ's MVP choice is a new set of Falken tires. Falken tires are known for handling, reliability, and value. And for more than 50 years, CJ's has been helping customers find the right tires at the right price. Together, Falken Tires and CJ's are a winning team. Stop in any time at your local CJ's or shop online at cjtires.com. CJ Tires and Automotive. Better, faster, and more reliable.
We've been privileged at ROG Orthodontics to be part of the local community for over 60 years, creating generations of fantastic smiles.
We're honored to be voted the #1 orthodontist year after year and proud to be the top Invisalign provider in the region.
We passionately believe we're changing lives every day right here in the community where we live.
We offer interest-free, flexible payment plans
and provide monthly scholarship programs for free braces.
Be sure to check out our magnet contest to win free braces.
We love seeing our patients' successes, knowing we had a part in changing lives.
One fantastic smile at a time.
Savage 61 is a proud sponsor of Fiesta Fridays. Enjoy an R-Phil's game, great food, music, and entertainment. The team will play as Los Luchadores de Reading Latino Tribute uniforms. Visit Timmy Profit and Savage 61 Pennsylvania's most awarded dealership for all your automotive needs.
Well, I was checking my notes in the half inning, and I lost the squirrel. So that is the end of the saga, as he is gone here as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. Rodriguez will come out with 76 pitches, and I do believe we are back to the top of Reading's order with Madison Stokes. Stokes, a double and a run scored, the only one. And so Grayson Rodriguez will be out of this game through 5 innings of work. 76 pitches total for the elite starter. Gave up just 1 run on 2 hits, which is pretty crazy, as Stokes fouls one back. Walked just 1 and struck out 6. Swing and a miss from Stokes. Infield backing deep here. Reading is tied with the Baysox at 1. here in the bottom of the 6th. Sorry, there's some stuff going on. And he'll kick and fire home. Stokes chases strike 3, a little frustrated as he goes down and away. And that'll be out number 1 here in the 6th. And still trying to figure out who is on the mound, since they have their front to me and their back with the number on it is to the outfield. And I anxiously await finding out who it is. Well, he's a righty, so that'll narrow it down to about 13 different guys. Not a starter. In the dirt. And it looks like number 44, which is Ryan Conroy. Conroy, a righty here, comes in for Rodriguez. I'm surprised that they pulled him. 78 pitches, which is high, but the way he's been rolling, he probably could have gotten another inning under his belt with just 10 or 12 and kept him about what he's normally at, but so young, 21, and really, you know, elite here in Double-A. They got the 5 innings out that they wanted him, and Reading really showed up, you know, with getting the 1 run and holding their batters to just 1. We're tied here in the 6th, and now they've got a reliever in Conroy to Bryson Stott. He's got a full count up at the dish. There is 1 away, though, from Stokes' strikeout. And a sky-high pop-up. The shortstop, Westberg, steps back onto the outfield grass. That is 2 away.
The center fielder, number 13, Jalen Ortiz.
Conroy, out of Florida, was an 8th-round draft pick back in 2018, so not a lot of professional experience under his belt either. But in 2019, he played in 3 different affiliates, short season, A-ball, and high A, which is pretty impressive to reach 3 different affiliates in 1 season. So up to Double-A kind of makes sense for the reliever. And he's gotten 2 back-to-back outs. Ortiz sends a lazy fly ball into foul territory. Coming over is Stowers, but he'll run out of real estate. And that's just a strike there to Ortiz as he walks slowly back to the batter's box. Now, Conroy started off his professional career as a late in the ball game reliever, if not closer. And now they've got him first out of the pen, and they've noticed that he could be a longer reliever. Another foul fly ball from Ortiz will keep the count 1-2. So can get a little bit longer out of him. 4 innings of work so far, his longest outing. So they bring him in here in the 6th. Maybe they get him to go the whole game. Maybe they get him to go 2 or 3, depending on how it goes. And Ortiz is caught looking not happy with the call up at the plate. He's still standing in the batter's box. And it'll be a 1-2-3 inning of work for Ryan Conroy, which is a pretty successful outing of relief. And here we go into the 7th, tied up at 1 at FirstEnergy Stadium.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with Mao Beer throughout the 2021 season. Mao Beer and Mao Cinco Estrellas Lager, which is available in the Stadium Plaza Bar, has 128 amazing years of brewing history. Founded in 1890 in Spain, Mao Beer has always been there to satisfy the most demanding taste buds. Make sure to pick up Mao Beer and Mao Cinco Estrellas Lager at FirstEnergy Stadium at our Plaza Bar throughout the 2021 season and at your local retailer. Mao Beer is a proud partner of the Reading Fightin' Phils and all 2021 Fiesta Friday celebration games. Mal Beer, the 5-star taste and the quintessential beer from Madrid. Please drink responsibly.
At Savage 61, our goal is to assist you in making a confident decision. Our friendly, professional staff members are available to answer your questions and listen to your needs. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we're ready to help you with your search. Visit our dealership at Pottsville Pike today. Fastball, curveball, slider, it's the pitcher's grips that make the difference. And when it comes to cornering, braking, and traction, CJ's Tires and Automotives can improve your car's grip with a new set of Hankook tires. Hankook tires are known for great handling and reliability mile after mile. Together, Hankook Tires and CJ's are your winning team. So whatever your vehicle needs, an oil change, state inspection, brakes, alignments, or Hankook tires, trust CJ's Tires and Automotives in Fairless Hills. CJ Tires and Automotives. They really are better, faster, and more affordable.
Well, the Fightins are going to stick with their pitcher, and Josh Hendrickson. Since he got back-to-back 1-2-3 innings, we're in the top of the 7th, still tied at 1, still with the same 4 hits by the Baysox and 2 by Reading. And so it'll be the 7, 8, and 9 batters that Hendrickson faces, with Andrew Dashbach taking 2 balls. And Bowie's reliever in Ryan Conroy had a pretty easy outing in the bottom of the 6th, 1-2-3. Wind has died down a little bit, just pushing slowly out of the ballpark. That flag out in center field. Hendrickson comes inside and gets the called strike 2. So we're evening the count here in the 7th. Dashbach, a walk and a fly out to his name. No really leg bend in his stance in the batter's box. Lines one right into the glove of Matt Kroon at third. And that was ripped down the line, but Kroon just in the exact right spot will make the catch and a quick one away. That would have been by far extra bases, probably would have made it all the way to the corner out there. And here's Toby Welk. Got a large crowd of fans in the ballpark, as I said earlier, a product of PSU Berks. And has been on base twice today, once with a walk and once with that RBI double. And another foul ball will make it 0-2 here. Hendrickson looking for out number 2. Welk led PSU Berks in average .433, homers 34, and slugging percentage .768, and actually led all of Division III baseball in slugging percentage. Pretty impressive stats for Welk, and he's having a pretty good time here in Double-A. 1 ball, 2 strikes here from Hendrickson. He wipes his throwing hand off on his white pants. Now he'll set up with his grip. Glove at the chest, kicks and fires home. A swinging strike to Welk, and that'll be back-to-back outs from Hendrickson as Chris Hudgens comes up. 0 for 2 today. Hendrickson looking for another 1-2-3 innings of work. Fly ball foul. 0-1. Right back to Hendrickson himself. Underhand throw over to Stassi, and the third 1-2-3 inning for Hendrickson. Here as we take stretch time at the ballpark. We'll take a minute And you do so as well at home, and then we'll be back for the bottom half, tied up at 1 in the 7th.
There you are in the great wide open when you hear it. Dinner time. When you're hungry, you're not going to let 5,000 feet of mountain get in your way. And if they try, that's what Kia's lineup of exceptionally capable SUVs with available all-wheel drive is for. The Telluride, Sorento, Sportage, and Seltos are how you know we take this pretty seriously. The SUVs and the dinner. Hurry into your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
Visit kia.com for details. Always drive safely.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G coverage and speed. No one else covers more Americans with the fastest 5G. The R-Phils are proud to introduce T-Mobile as the title sponsor of our Plaza stage. Fightin' Phils fans can continue to expect great performances on game days and non-game days. The T-Mobile stage is home to great bands, such as the Truest Fightin's mascot band and many others. It will also continue to house great musical performances during the off-season.
Unlike any other area at FirstEnergy Stadium, the Stadium 61 Dugout Suite puts you at the closest seat to the action on field, located just feet away from the diamond on the first base side. With covered seating, ability and motion accessible seating, and the most unique view around, your group will thank you over and over again for a one-of-a-kind experience. Tickets for the Dugout Suite are $27 and include options to add food or drink packages.
Tonight's Chief Derby icon, the left fielder number 10, Josh Stephen.
Well, Conroy comes in for another inning of relief here in the bottom of the 7th. And Reading is trying to break this tie. Once again, we've been tied up at 1 since the top of the 4th inning. And Josh Stephen steps up into the batter's box. He'll take a strike off of Conroy. He had 2 strikeouts in the 6th, the 1-2-3 frame he worked. Stephen gets a base hit to start it off. Pulls it up the right side of the infield, and a diving Doshbach can't come up with it. So Josh Stephen will get Reading's 3rd hit of the day, and they'll start off the bottom of the 7th with a runner on first. Brock Stassi, who's had 2 caught lookings today, and he's not happy about those, for sure. Kyle Bowie is warming up for Reading right now, so that could have been the end of the day for Hendrickson. It seems like a good time. They'll go Bowie for 1 or 2, depending on the situation. I imagine 2. I would imagine 2. Stephen takes a lead off first, the go-ahead run in Josh Stephen. Brock Stassi up at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike now.
Everybody clap your hands.
This has really been an elite pitcher's duel. In game number 1 of the 6-game set. Stephen has 3 stolen bags. He has to dive back to first on a pickoff attempt, though. Righty on righty matchup as Conroy has his back to Stephen. He'll come home to Stassi. He pokes it the opposite way, right into the glove of Reiser. And so Stephen's going to have to stay at first. Thought that might had enough on it to drop, but actually I think it had too much on it that it stayed up all the way to the left fielder. And so there's 1 away now for Granny Kumana. And as wished, he'll get his walk-up song played here as he steps up to the batter's box. So hopefully that can pump him up here for some action as the go-ahead run is on first. So I do have a squirrel update for all of you guys who were wondering, because I was personally wondering what happened to our friend as Kumana takes strike number 1. So they had the Taylor Swift half inning where they launched these soft balls from the field into the crowd, and one of them came just too close to his liking. And so he scurried down over towards the dugout suite and accidentally fell into the dugout suite, which not too many people down there, so hopefully it didn't cause too much havoc, and then went up into the right field grandstand, and that's where we last had eyes on him. So the Squirrel saga ends there. Runner on first, here's the offering to Kumana upstairs, and that's ball number 1. The sun has officially set here in Reading, Pennsylvania. It's baseball under the lights at America's Classic Ballpark. A beautiful night, actually, at FirstEnergy Stadium. Can't believe how perfect it is after the day we had. A drop, third strike, gets by Hudgens. And over to second.
The third baseman, number 12, Matt Cruz.
Strikeout on Grenny Kumana. And he'll have to go into the dugout, but a wild pitch allows Josh Stephen to advance. And so the go-ahead run in scoring position now here for Matt Kroon, though there are 2 outs. And he fouls back the first pitch he sees. Kroon 0 for 2 today. Send it up the middle. It's going to get through. Coming around third and hustling home is Josh Stephen. And off of the bat of Matt Kroon, Reading takes a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Big hustle by Josh Stephen to come all the way home. And that is huge from Matt Kroon to break up this tied ball game since the 4th inning. And Reading will take a 2-1 lead. And they'll see if they can continue the inning as Oscar Gonzalez heads up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. But he'll have Kroon out on first, who has a team-high 4 stolen bases. Fouls back the first pitch he sees. Both teams have 4 hits, but now Reading has 2 runs to Bowie's 1. And Conroy comes home. Gonzalez pokes it the other way, but it's going to go into the right field grandstand, and that is strike number 2. Crowd is roaring here at FirstEnergy Stadium as Reading Fightin Phils have taken a 1-run lead in the back part of this ball game. Coming home to Gonzalez inside, and he'll take a ball. Kroon 2 outs, ready to go on anything. Above average speed on the base paths. Conroy taking his time now out of the stretch. Here's the 1-2. Kroon is going the throw down to second. He dives in, the tag on the knee, and he's out. And so Gonzalez is going to have another opportunity to bat since Kroon was caught stealing to end the inning here. But Reading plates a run. They're up by 1 as we go into the 8th inning here at FirstEnergy Stadium.
The Acme Distribution Center in Denver, Pennsylvania is hiring warehouse positions now. Attend Acme's job fair Saturday, August 28th at 500 South Muddy Creek Road in Denver, Pennsylvania. Starting rate of $19.30 per hour, including premiums. Potential first-year earnings of over $50,000. Acme offers industry-leading benefit packages with family coverage and a $2,500 retention bonus. Hiring this Saturday, August 28th. To learn more or register, go to hiringeventdenverpa.com. Savage Auto Groups is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Our large inventory and wide selection of models, along with competitive pricing, allow us to make great deals on many vehicle makes and models. Visit Savage 61, Kia, and L&B in Berks County for all your automotive needs. Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania. Located conveniently between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring, the Manor Golf Club offers a true test of golf on a traditional championship-style golf course where shot making takes precedence over length. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information.
Our Phil's pitcher number 43, Kyle Bowie. Now batting for the Baysox, the third baseman number 4, Patrick Dorian.
A call to the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen to start off the 8th inning as Josh Hendrickson hands the ball over to Kyle Bowie, which has made me excited here about how we're going to end this ball game. Reading is up by 1 here, and just 2 innings left of baseball. And since the home team, really an inning and a half if all goes right. Bowie to face off the top of the order with Patrick Dorian. 1 ball, 1 strike. Make that 2-1 with an inside pitch. Hendrickson had a fantastic start, sort of. Came out after 2 innings, but it was scoreless and piggybacked in relief, but got the job he was looking for. A liner out to left field. A jumping Josh Steven makes the catch. And there's 1 away. 5 innings of work for Hendrickson. 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. And they left him out there for 72 pitches. And here's Kyle Bowie. One out on the board now for Jordan Westberg. Take a pitch outside. Westberg 0 for 3 in his Double-A debut right now. Bowie's been absolutely stellar in relief this season. Let up his first earned run in over a month back against Akron, though just 1 run on the board in 1 inning. And Reading still won that game 7-4. So wasn't even in line for the save, but still finished off the game for the Fightins as he gets a pop-up out of Westberg. That's a foul ball, strike number 1. That foul ball is brought to you by Pennsylvania Insurance Fraud Prevention Authority. Visit don'tbeaweasel.com today. 2 balls, 1 strike here. The lefty Bowie after the lefty Hendrickson sends it outside. And it's 3-1. And he'll set up, glove at the waist. Strike number 2, fouled back. Again, it's a full count here as Bowie trying to get quickly out of the 8th inning. Reading could use an insurance run or two. They're only up by 1 here in the back part of this ball game. Wind picking up a little bit right to left out of the ballpark. And here's the payoff pitch by Kyle Bowie. It's inside, it's ball 4. And Westberg will head down to first for the first time today on a free pass. And here's Kyle Stowers now with a runner on and 1 away. And now Westberg will be the tying run over at first, and anyone comes up to the plate, the go-ahead run here. Stowers now. Known for his raw power as a lefty, his strength, and his bat speed. The infield takes a couple steps in. 94 blows past Stowers. Strike number 1. Can really put the ball anywhere in the field. With his compact swing. Puts it, though, right over the head of Madison Stokes. He tries to field it on 2 hops, but it trickles into center. And that is a base hit that allows Stowers to reach first and Westberg to get to third. So there's runners on the corner with 1 away. And just in time for the cleanup hitter in Zach Watson. Just took a dirty hop over Stokes. Tried to put his glove up, but bounced into the outfield. And Bowie's going to have to work with traffic on the base pass here, the tying run over at third, the go-ahead run at first, as Reading is in a tough situation here. This is exactly what happened. Bottom of the third, they scored a run. Then they let it up in the 4th. Can't hold on to that lead for much. They still have it right now and still a chance for Bowie to get out of this inning cleanly. Zach Watson is 0 for 3, and he takes a first pitch strike. Love to see them come away with a win in game number 1, especially, you know, with the ace on the mound for the Baysox. 0-2, a foul ball out of Watson. Runners on the corners here with 1 away. Bowie leans over. He gets the sign from Jack Conley. Ground ball left side. This could be 2. Stott to Stokes. On to first. A pick by Stassi. He can't keep it in his glove. And the tying run crosses. And we're knotted up at 2 once again. And so that goes in as a fielder's choice for Watson as he scores a run. Westberg coming home, and Stowers is the one that gets the short end of the stick out at second. And we're tied up at 2 here. 2 outs now for Johnny Reiser. Over to Stokes, on to first, and this will do it, but it's too late. Bowie sends a run across the plate, and into the bottom of the 8th we go, tied up at 2. Getting to the end of this ball game. Reading has an opportunity to take the lead once more. We'll be back in just a moment.
Shots Electric has been in business 45 years. Tompkins Vist Bank does everything for us, from our banking to our insurance. They provided us new ideas and solutions. For example, remote deposit. It's very convenient because it's 24/7. I'm confident Tompkins Vist will be with us in the future.
Tompkins Vist Bank and Tompkins Insurance. Service, stability, strength. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Tompkins Insurance products are not FDIC insured and are not bank guaranteed.
The Fightins features special pregame happy hours every Monday through Thursday at the Yingling Hometown Tap Room. Tompkins Vis Bank Plaza opens at least 2 hours before game time for all happy hours. In addition to $1 off Rusty Rail Brewing, thanks to Windsor Distributing, all happy hours feature live music on the T-Mobile stage. That's happy hour every Monday through Thursday home games, thanks to Rusty Rail Brewing and Windsor Distributing.
The Reading Fightin' Phil's birthday party package is the best way to celebrate a birthday. Whether you are a youngster or an adult, there is no better birthday than a Fightin's birthday. The Fightin's Fan Birthday Package is customizable for fans of any age and starts at just $120. Base packages include 10 general admissions tickets to a Fightin's home game, an autographed baseball, and a VIP reserved parking spot. Fans can also add a wide variety of experiences and options to make sure your favorite Fightin's fan's birthday is a grand slam.
Fills the designated hitter number 36, Oscar Gonzalez.
Well, if it feels like Oscar Gonzalez was just up, it's because he was in the bottom of the 7th, but Kroon was caught stealing. And so he'll be up again with a fresh count here to start off the 8th. And Reading needs a run now as we're tied up again at 2. One ball, one strike here to Gonzalez now. It'll be the 8-9 and then back to the top of the order. Ryan Conroy in for his 3rd inning of relief. And Gonzalez fouls one back, 1-2. Outside, Oscar holds off. The count evens. Westberg takes a couple steps towards 3rd. Conroy kicks and fires home. A swinging strike, 3 out of Gonzalez, and they'll be one away here in the bottom of the 8th. We're running out of time here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Here's Jack Conley with 1 out. All it takes is one swing, though. It's one swing to change the trajectory of this ball game. And he fouls it back behind home plate. Strike number 1. Down and away. Ball number 1. Conley ground out to shortstop twice today. And he takes another pitch low. Take a second to check around the league. Of course, Philadelphia Phillies will be starting in about a half hour against the Diamondbacks. Lehigh Valley trails by just 3 now. They are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Derek Hall, his 11th home run of the season, was a 3-run shot. Conley fouls it into the visiting dugout, and that's strike number 2. And Jersey Shore still trails by 1 there in the middle of the 7th. And a swinging strike 3 as back-to-back Ks for Conroy puts 2 outs on the board for the Reading Fightin' Phils as we go back to the top of the order with Madison Stokes. And Stokes actually asked if he could use Daniel Brito's walk-up music for the rest of the season, which is a nice tribute to his friend who is still in recovery. No updates on that end, at least as far as I know. Takes the first pitch ball inside. 2 outs on the board here. We're tied up at 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Conroy kicks and fires. Stokes breaks his bat up the middle. It's a slow roller to second. He hustles down to first, but it's not in time. And a 1-2-3 inning. Down go the Fightins in the bottom of the 8th. So it'll be all in the 9th. And we'll see if Kyle Bowie or somebody else comes in to pitch in the top half.
Hey, baseball town, crazy hot dog.
At Savage 61, our goal is to assist you in making a confident decision. Our friendly, professional staff members are available to answer all of your questions and listen to all of your needs. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we're ready to help you with your search. Visit our dealership on Pottsville Pike today. The R-Phils and Savage 61 are excited to bring you Fightin's baseball live from the comfort of your own home. If you are listening to this now, you're probably watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Thanks for tuning in, and feel free to check us out on rphils.com/pressbox for all the elite baseball information on the Fightin' Phils. The world-famous Fightin' Phils mascot band celebrates its 21st season in 2021, with pregame concerts starting Saturdays in May thanks to Truist. You heard right, actual mascots playing in a rock and roll band. See Quack the Rubber Duck on lead vocals and guitar, Screwball on drums, Bucky on bass, Change Up on bongos, and Blooper on lead guitar. A real band jamming on the T-Mobile stage before Saturday games this season. Don't miss the one-of-a-kind Fightin' Phils mascot band. Pre-game on Saturdays thanks to Truist.
Now batting for the Baysox, the second baseman, number 14, Caden Grenier.
Well, it is Kyle Bowie who will take us into the top of the 9th. He allowed the tying run to cross in the 8th. So we're knotted up at 2 here. Both teams having 3 outs left in regulation. Or, I don't know what you want to call it. Regular game. Allotted time in baseball. And we'd like to thank Acme for their sponsorship of the Reading Fightin' Phils this season. Acme of Denver is actually hiring in their warehouse division as Grenier fouls it back down 0-2 to Bowie. And they're actually having a big hiring event on August 28th from 8 to 12 p.m. You can check that out at 500 South Muddy Creek Road. And that is something you don't want to miss because the Acme of Denver, PA warehouse has amazing benefits. Industry-leading benefit packages, actually. And a pretty big signing bonus as well. And a starting rate of $19.30, which is pretty incredible. Just to start at that, nearly $20 an hour is pretty impressive. And then, you know, you can get up to $22 an hour, which is super exciting. You can get more details at hiringeventdenverpa.com, but I'll tell you a little bit about what you can get in just a second as Kyle Bowie strikes out Johnny Reiser here to start off the top of the 9th inning. Or Caden Grenier, I'm sorry. And so there's one away now for Andrew Dashbach. So Acme Denver, PA is doing their job fair, 500 South Muddy Creek Road. And this pitch hits Dashbach in the leg, so he'll take first on a hit by pitch. And there's a runner on with one out. Here's Toby Welk now. They have a $2,500 retention bonus that you can get to stay on there, as well as potential first-year earnings of $50,000. Where else can you start a position and potentially make $50,000 in your first year, all while getting industry-leading benefits? I've had a couple friends that have worked there and said it's a great place, really friendly crew. And that's what matters, too, is you want to be working with a good crowd of people. You want to enjoy going to work every day. You don't want it to be a bore. And their Acme Distribution Center is a great place to work. And visit their hiring event, denverpa.com, for all the details you'll need about the August 28th job fair date. Strike number 2 to Toby Welk. Kyle Dowie is ahead 0-2 in the count here. Dowie will look over at the runner on first. The lefty has a good vantage point. Now he's going to come home down low. And there's ball number 1. When Reading turns up to bat, it looks like it'll be Conroy again for the 9th, as nobody is warming up, and they'll get to the heart of the order, Stott, Ortiz, and Steven. But first, Dowie's got to get us through this top of the 9th. We are tied at 2, and it's going to have to stay that way. Quick check on the runner at first, but Dashbach doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. He's the go-ahead run over at first in his Double-A debut. And the 0-2 to Toby Welk upstairs. It's actually 1-2, so now it's 2-2. Ball number 3. Dowie was ahead 0-2. Now it is a full count here. Looking for out number 2 here in the top of the 9th inning. And strike number 3. Down goes Toby Welk off the hands of Kyle Dowie. An off-speed pitch fools Welk. And so there's 2 away now with a runner on first. Here's the number 9 hitter, Chris Hudgens. Hudgens has ended an inning twice so far. We'll see if Dowie can get him down here with a runner on first. Dowie gets a first pitch strike here. Swing and a miss, strike 2. It gets by Conley down to second. It's not in time. And we'll see if they score that. A wild pitch or pass ball. But either way, Dashbach took advantage, and the tying run is in scoring position at second. Wild pitch, that goes in the book as. And so there's a runner on second with 2 outs. Dowie comes in with the ball to Hudgens. Two outs on the board here in the top of the ninth. Kyle Bowie trying to preserve a 2-2 tie. He'll come home and get a swing and a miss. He strikes out the side here in the ninth inning. It'll be the Fightin's chance to walk things off in the bottom half. We're tied up at 2, and we'll be back in just a minute.
The Fightin's feature special pregame happy hours every Monday through Thursday at the Yuengling Hometown Tap Room. Tompkins Bank Plaza opens at least 2 hours before game time for all happy hours. In addition to $1 off Rusty Rail Brewing thanks to Windsor Distributing, all happy hours feature live music on the T-Mobile stage. That's happy hour every Monday through Thursday home games thanks to Rusty Rail Brewing and Windsor Distributing.
Savage 61 is a proud sponsor of Fiesta Fridays. Enjoy an art-filled game, great food, music, entertainment, and so much more here at the ballpark. The team will play as the Los Luchadores and will be wearing their Los Luchadores de Reading Latino tribute uniforms. Visit Timmy Profit and Savage 61 Pennsylvania's most awarded dealership for all your automotive deals.
Feasers Incorporated, a family-owned full-line food service distributor located in central Pennsylvania. Services restaurants, sporting facilities, theme amusement parks, healthcare facilities, educational facilities, and other institutions throughout Pennsylvania and the Mid-Atlantic region. For over 100 years, Feasers and its employees have committed themselves to making customer service their highest priority. Feasers works hard to provide customers with the products they require, delivered by their helpful fleet drivers. Feasers is large enough to serve and small enough to care. For more information, call 800-326-2828 or Feasers.com.
To the Orphils, the shortstop, number 6, Fightin. Stop!
Tie ball game in the ninth. Bryson Stott will lead us off with a base hit. The first pitch he sees from Conroy here in the top of the ninth, and he'll send it in the gap between first and second. Bryson Stott, a 2-hit day, and suddenly the go-ahead run is up on first. Here for Jalen Ortiz, nobody out. It'll be Ortiz, Steven, and Stassi. Could you ask for a better spot in Reading's lineup? And an opportunity to walk it off here in front of a big crowd on Tuesday night at FirstEnergy Stadium. Now, they've had a couple walk-off victories so far this season as Ortiz takes a ball. Surprised they'd bring in Conroy for another inning of work in a tight game. But I guess that's how it goes. Over to first, not able to dive back in time. No harm, no foul there. Reading has 3 walk-off wins as Ortiz pokes this one foul. Josh, Steven, Archimedes, Gamboa, and Logan Landon got those RBIs for victories. All 3 of them coming at home here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Steven, the only one on the team who's still left, or the only one that did that that's still here on the roster. Another pickoff attempt to first, but it's not able to dive back. Ortiz has pretty big gap on the right side of the infield as Dashbach is holding on Stott, and he pokes it in that gap. Stott is going to hold up at second. They don't want to risk anything here. Back-to-back base knocks for the Fightin Phils. There's a runner on first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. We're tied up at 2, and Reading has a big chance to walk things off. And we are going to see a visit from the pitching coach, I do believe. I think that's the manager, actually, that went out there, Buck Britton. And usually you don't see the manager come out here for a meeting at the mound. Usually it is the pitching coach that does that, but Buck Britton is going to have a chat with the entire infield as they come in. Britton was actually drafted by the Orioles in the 35th round of 2008, so played through the Orioles minor league system through 2014, and then throughout minor leagues in 2016, where he reached AAA was his highest. And actually brothers with Zach Britton, who all know is a reliever in the Yankees system right now, up with New York. Did play on the Orioles for a time being. There's 2 on here and nobody out in the 9th. A bunt attempt by Steven, the throw down by Stott, and Stott is able to dive back. Hodgins was good with the throw. Stott was off, but just able to slide back in time. Steven here is the cleanup hitter. Showed signs of bunt, but it was a ball. Corner infielders are playing in with that signs of bunt. All he's trying to do is get Stott to third. That is the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 9th. We're tied at second. He'll show signs of bunt again, and this one will be a called strike. Doesn't care about himself. He wants to sacrifice his out for the good of the team and put Bryson Stott closer to home. Stott on second, Ortiz on first, both of them singled. And now Steven's going to put his bat on the shoulder with a 1-1 count. Again, signs of bunt. Holds off, down low, ball 2. Reading 3 walk-offs here at FirstEnergy Stadium. They have an opportunity to do it here in game number 1 against the Bowie Baysox. What a heck of a way this would be to start off the series if they can. And Steven sets back up to bunt once more. Conroy coming in. He misses strike 2, and now we'll see him put on his bat on the shoulder, I would imagine. Though getting the signs from Sean William behind the, or up by third base. With 2 strikes, you usually don't see guys bunt, but in this situation could be different. Looks like he's gonna swing. Infielders in the corners are gonna remain in. Runners on first and second. Here's the offering to Steven outside, ball 3. A full count here to Josh Steven. This could possibly load the bases in the bottom of the 9th. There's nobody out. Josh Steven at the plate. Brock Stassi, Grenny Kumana, and Matt Kroon are the next few guys that we'll see. And just in case, Reading has Zach Warren warming in the bullpen. But hopefully we don't get to that point here and we end it in the bottom of the 9th. Conroy gets the sign from his catcher, Hodgins. Here's the payoff pitch, and he pokes it in the gap in left field. Bryson Stott is being waved home, and he'll score. Josh Steven walks it off for the 2nd time this season, and Reading takes a 3-2 victory over the Bowie Baysox. A heck of a victory and a swing by Josh Steven. A line drive out to left. An RBI single for Josh Steven as Bryson Stott makes the winning run 3-2 Reading over the Bowie Baysox. Here's Steven's 2nd walk-off of the season. Fans, thanks so much for joining me. Love to talk to you more, but want to grab Steven for a post-game interview. We'll see you tomorrow, 7:05. Reading takes a walk-off victory over the Bowie Baysox, 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th.